Yo.
What is up, world? It's the Rad Vegans.
What's happening out there?
We're acting like this is alive.
Oh, yeah. This is the vlog. Okay.
Yeah.
Got you.
So, you guys, a lot. So, like, if you watched any of my videos lately, maybe even the last one that we posted on the Rad Vegans, it's been forever since we post things on here.
Mm-hmm.
But change, like, we keep talking about this thing called change and like how it relates to our life and like what it means and like, you know, like just the whole journey of change, because all life really is, right? So right now we're going through a major shift in our life. I think at a later point we can get into details of the whole story, but at this very moment, like, nah, dude, like, we're not gonna tell you anything. But it's just a major change, and it's a lot of risk, and it takes a lot of self-love, and like and believing in ourselves.
Yeah.
And like, I can't express it enough, but like that's literally like what it's gonna take for us to find our way out of this story that we built for ourselves. You know, which
is kind of funny, because if you think about it,
we
build all the stories for ourselves, whether if they're like amazing things or things that scare us, but at the end of the day, they're things that we created. So where I'm coming from to this whole thing, to this whole journey that I'm going through right now, it's literally dude, like, just get it done.
Speak your truth.
Just go through it. Just like do what you have to do, and that's it. Because if you created that crazy thing that's happening to you, you can also create another crazier thing for you. So that's where I'm coming from. Like, I want to create something amazing. I want to create something beautiful. I want to just do that and just like push it.
And the other thing, you can
pretty much. Yeah, go ahead.
The other thing too that keeps ringing in my head, this whole expression, I think it was I think it was Casey Neistat that put this in his video, or he might have took it from somebody else, but it's this idea that life expands and contracts in your willingness to take risk. We've taken a lot of risks in this relationship. Like, we've taken a lot of risks in our personal lives, just in general. Like, we're risk takers, but the one thing we haven't really risked is our comfort zone.
Yeah.
And like, I'll be honest, like, I didn't really fully know what that even meant, to like leave my comfort zone. Like, what does that mean? Like, does that mean like be more outgoing, like public speaking, like be cooler with strangers, or like put my videos out online and put my personal life online, and like, what does that really mean, like to take this risk? And what I'm learning is that, like, to take risk, the biggest risk you could ever take in your entire life is to be the person that you want to be.
Yeah.
That's the scariest thing that you could ever think of. It's terrifying.
Yeah.
And it, like, at face value, you think like, oh no, that's not that scary.
Oh,
but it is.
You know what's crazy though? Like, do you remember before t-shirt training for me, how like I approached a couple of teachers and I was telling them how I felt about going to Kripalu for a month and like just living there and like doing this whole experience and doing this jump and like believing in myself that I could do it. I had so many things going on at that point in my life. I had so many things that could have been like, oh, you need to wait, or oh, you need to do this, you need to do it that way, you need to
hold on 2 seconds. I gotta run in the store real quick, you guys. Victoria, keep the vlog going, or pause it.
Just
speak your truth,
you want
baby.
Me to?
Yeah, keep talking. We'll make this like a 20-minute vlog if you want.
Cool.
I don't care.
So like, my thing was like, I could have waited. Like, I could have like literally take my sweet time and like probably not get certified so fast, probably not even go to Kripalu and do like a lot of people do, and like take like a 6-month long training. I wanted an immersive experience, and it was like, either Victoria, this were my two choices. Either you go ahead and go to India, or you go to a place that you feel like you can immerse yourself and literally go and take this whole journey completely. Hold on, I just want to make sure we don't have cars behind us. People's going nuts in the city. It's a Saturday, you know how it goes. But anyways, you guys, like, it's like, it was that for me. And like, I explained this to a lot of people, to a lot of teachers, and they probably couldn't get it. Like, they wouldn't understand where I was coming from. Every time I said, oh, I'm scared of doing this, they couldn't understand that. And they even told me, oh, you need to go to therapy. I'm like, wait, what? Like, that's what I love. That's what I believe in. This is my passion. Yoga is like my everything, my spiritual practice, my physical practice, my discipline, everything. Like, it's everything for me. So me going through that and throwing myself there in an immersive experience when I had all these things going on that were against what I wanted to do was literally me taking the risk. Like, I was literally going through a lot of paperwork, like with Arwen. Like, I was doing a lot of things. We were like getting ready for a lot of stuff. I spent the whole summer traveling, literally. Like, I don't know if you guys remember, but I literally took like 3 trips in that summer. So it was like 3? Yeah.
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 Yeah. At
1, 2, 3, 4. I went and came back. Then went to Kripalu,
3.
went and came back. Yeah.
3.
So yeah, man, like, I could have been terrified. I hadn't gotten a plane for probably like 2 years.
And the second time, was it the first trip? We had like some money. We had a plan sort of for you. Mm-hmm. But then the second time you went, things were going wrong, like paperwork, this and that, like. So
no, actually, the second time we
reverse?
had, like, we were straight.
Okay, no, it was the first time then. I forgot.
Yeah, the first time we were like, all right, but like, traveling. Yeah. I wasn't banging.
We got it done. Like, that was the point. We got it done.
I was like rolling on a budget and and like about to pay like a $6,000 training. Like, it wasn't easy, you guys. Like, we've been doing this thing like the best we can every single time. Like, I left my job, like my office job, like it's been like a year and some ago. And ever since, I just focused on creating this career for myself, on like literally putting all my chips into this, because this is what I believe in. This is what I want to do with my life. This is all I want to be doing, teaching yoga and selling my art, like everything, like all my art. Like, man, like, it's just crazy. Like, it's crazy. Like, people thought I was crazy. Like, I changed my career. I went from photography and advertising to doing this whole thing. But I'm gonna tell you one thing: I do not regret anything, because I've never been happier and more complete in my life than what I am right now. And yeah, shit gets tough. Like, everything gets like that sometimes. Like, sometimes you like literally like going like, oh my god, how am I gonna figure this out? But all I can say is, like, to me, every second and every day has been worth it, because it has prepared me for the next thing. It has given me the opportunity to trust and believe in myself. It has given me the opportunity to keep on trying, and every time I fall, I get to get up, and I learn from what I did the time before that. So to me, that's the most valuable lesson that I will never get anywhere else. So that's how I want to approach everything. I just want to keep on taking risks. I just want to do those things that fuel my heart, that fuel my soul, and that make me want to keep going, that make me want to keep pushing, that make me want to be better. Because me staying at my office job, that wasn't pushing me to be better. I was literally doing yoga every day. I'm self-taught. I'm self-taught. I taught myself yoga. I was working out like a crazy person, Then I got into a studio. I lasted like 2 years there, I think, like until recently.
Yeah,
and that was all and that was all simultaneously with me becoming a teacher. So I was like literally being a student and a teacher and training to be a teacher at the same time. So I don't know. I feel like I'm rambling to this point, but that's all it is. Like, I will never change that for anything, because I've grown more into this journey of me believing in myself and doing my own thing than any other time. And to just get the ramble a little back, before I had that office job, which was the job that I kept for the longest time ever, all I did was freelance photography and like I had Sugar Melt still, like my company that I have to this point, which was a model management agency, and that was back in the DR. So I was literally doing exhibits, having that, and doing photography. I think I had anything figured out. Yeah, I was traveling, but I didn't.
For me, I'll tell you guys my story real quick for a second. So I got my first job when I was 14 washing dishes. I worked in mostly the restaurant world up until a couple years ago. I got a job at one of like the hospitals doing like transportations and stuff like that, and I recently quit that a couple months ago to focus on what I want to do, make these videos and art and all that good stuff, and I was gonna do Uber to like supplement the income. And so far it's working out all right, but the thing that we have found is some things are just not meant to be. And no matter how hard you try at something, if your heart is not in it and you don't believe in it, it's not gonna work out. And like we learned that the hard way, you guys. So like I don't want to get into details, but like something in our life which is very significant, we have tried to make work for years. You know, we've tried to make it work. We've tried different angles. We tried different approaches. We tried everything except be honest. And to be honest, like, we're not happy with what we're doing.
Our heart is not in that.
We're not happy with what we're doing. We don't feel like it's worth it, etc., etc. So I mean, obviously, like, you have to learn everything. You have to go through life and you have to learn it. But, you know, had I known this years ago, I would tell the younger version of myself to just follow what your gut tells you, dude. Like, just, like, no matter how crazy it sounds, the universe tends to kind of just, like, have a way of figuring its way out.
Of expanding.
It has, the universe expands, and, like, it figures itself out a way to give you what it is
to open those gates that you're willing to open.
Yeah, but you have to be willing to take the risk. So that's it. Like, that's the thing, little Jared, if you're watching this, is like, that's the biggest thing you got to do. The hardest thing you will ever do in your entire life is not get straight A's in school, is not to listen to what your parents say, is not to get that dream job. It's to be who you want to be, and it's to be yourself. That's the hardest thing in the world. Yeah. So
because if you follow that, everything else comes along.
Yeah.
And let me tell you one thing to wrap this up. If you do the right thing that society and people and everybody tells you to do, like go and do this, do that, do the whole nine. Dude, I tried that.
We both tried that in different ways. You did the college thing, I did the work thing.
I did everything that I was supposed to do. Yeah. And let me tell you something. Like, that's all cool. I learned a lot, like, from it, from, like, people, like, seeing people going through stuff. But let me tell you something. If you're gonna try something and that something is not gonna work at the end because your heart's not in it, at the end of the day, it's better to fail on what you love and not on something you put all this time, all this chunk, biggest and most important part of your life in, and then it falls apart anyways. So at least if you're doing what you love and chasing that and going for it, if you fail, at least you will get the reward that you tried, that you did the best you could every time. So that's all I gotta say for you guys, and I hope this gets to you, and that if you need to hear it, we're all here, we out here, we all going through it. Everybody's going through it, so just know that. Just know that everybody had to go through it. So
yeah, we love you, Rad Vegans.
Love you. Like, subscribe, share.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.